Hey everybody, this is the one question interview for OutsideThePhotoPit.com. My name is Ron Navarrete. I am a Miami-based music and portrait photographer, and joining me for this week's interview is this gentleman here, Mr. Juan Turros. How are you?
Very well. Hi, all. How you doing?
All right, good. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's interview.
My pleasure.
Now, this man is a fabulous, amazing saxophone player. He plays saxophone for the group Suénalo, as well as his own jazz group called JT4. Now, before we get to that one question, there are a little item of business that we do need to address. Okay. So it's basically the shameless plug portion of the program.
Okay.
So, three things. Number one, how can people get a hold of you through social media?
Well, you can look for Juan Turros, Juan, and my last name is spelled Turros. It's usually together at Juan Turros, or Facebook.com/Juan Turros, or anything of that nature. My biography is on suenalomusic.com.
Excellent. Now, talk about the projects you are working on.
Okay. Well, Suénalo is a great group that incorporates all the rhythms that you hear in Miami, from hip hop to salsa and jazz and funk and rock. Really, it's a very sincere melting of all those rhythms. It's kind of like what you would hear if you would be walking down Calle Ocho in Little Havana.
Yeah, it's true. Very, very true. It's a big melting pot, a big, huge salad, a little bit of everything.
That's right. Yeah.
Very nice.
Shake.
Yeah. Now, item number three. When and where are your next performances for both Suénalo and JT4?
Well, Suénalo plays this coming Friday at Ball and Chain. That's on the 1500 block of Southwest 8th Street, Calle Ocho, as we like to call it. It's right across from the Tower Theater, right in Little Havana. And the JT4 plays in September twice at Jada Cole's. It plays on the first Thursday of September 2016 and the last Friday of September.
Okay.
And I feature Hugo Sanchez on piano. I feature Marcel Salas on bass and Goran Hristanovic on the drums.
The interview is being conducted right from his alma mater, and actually where he works, because he is the band director for Miami Senior High School $1 Million Band. So this is a beautiful facility that we're in right now. We're in the school's auditorium. He was telling me some of the rich history of this fine institution, and it is remarkable. It's very, very beautiful. All right, now, are you ready for that one question?
Sure.
Okay. Now, you're an amazing saxophone player. I myself play saxophone. Now, talk about that moment in time, or at least that period of time in your life, when you first saw, and more importantly, heard the saxophone that made you say, that triggered something in your mind, that's it. That's for me. I can see myself playing that saxophone. And throughout that time as a saxophone player, how has that made you into the player you are today?
Well, I'm a very romantic person and emotional person. When I was in 6th grade, I was about I was graduating. It was towards the end of the school year at a local school, Coral Way Elementary at the time. Now it's a K-8 center. The local middle school came to recruit, and they brought a band, and that was the Shenandoah High School Shenandoah Junior High Jazz Band. And one of the students was playing saxophone. It was very, very good. His name is Alberto Lopez, and he floored me. And at that moment, I knew exactly what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. I can relate to that because, well, my dad grew up in Nicaragua, and I remember while living in LA, I grew up in Los Angeles, Well, growing up in LA, we were at my grandmother's house, his mom's house, and we got on the subject of music, and he mentioned how growing up he loved the saxophone, but he never had the opportunity to pick up the instrument and play it. His mom, had to work, so the funds were very, very limited, so that luxury was not afforded to him. Fast forward to me when I went to high school, Mountain View High School in Southern California. First day of school was beginning instruments. The band director at that time brought out the instruments for marching band. He brought out the saxophone. I thought of my dad, and so that's how everything got started for me. It was from there, played all throughout high school, all throughout college, and then for 21 years playing with the 300th Army Band. Cool.
And wasn't that so much easier than your father's predicament?
Yes.
Isn't that great how this country offers us so many great opportunities that we sometimes take for granted?
Yes, I totally agree. I completely agree.
I mean, it was totally easy for me. I just signed up for a class, and our local municipality gave us the opportunity to do that. It's beautiful.
Yeah, very, very nice. Very nice. So, thank you so much for that insight. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the one question interview. Now, I've had the pleasure of photographing Juan both for Suénalo and for JT4 for the last year. More Suénalo for the last year. For his group, I photographed his last 3 performances, twice at Jada Cole's here in Miami, and then once at Sunset Tavern, also in Miami. So, again, he's an amazing musician. What I admire most about your saxophone skills, number one, is your control of the instrument. You have such a nice, rich timbre to the horn from your bottom all the way up to your upper register. And I also admire your improvisational skills. I mean, you're a total monster when it's like it sounds like you're flying by the seat of your pants, but it's completely effortless. So, I mean, and in my own opinion, your saxophone skills are right up there with Dr. Ed Galle.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm serious, man. Dr. Ed Galle, he's a saxophone player for the group Palo, and he's also a professor at Miami-Dade College, I believe. But still, just those two gentlemen, monster saxophone players, and the sound that they produce is how the tenor saxophone should sound like. So, I just wanted to say that.
Well, I'm incredibly flattered. He's one of my all-time heroes, and awesome. Thanks.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome. Now, you can see images of Mr. Turros on my website, OutsideThePhotoPit.com. When you get to the navigation menu, be sure to hit the artist link. That'll take you over to the artist gallery page. And then from there, look for Suénalo and JT4, and you'll see images of this man here. This video, of course, will be seen on YouTube as a weekly interview series, as well as on my website, OutsideThePhotoPit.com. So, for Juan, thank you so much for your time. My name is Ron Navarrete. Once again, for OutsideThePhotoPit.com, this has been the One Question Interview. See ya.
See you later.